Hi, I'm Anita Gabbard, and I just got to share. When I was going through my cancer treatment, I had been released from the hospital, and I came home about 10:30 that night, went to bed, and about midnight my phone rang. And I wasn't very happy because I'd just gone to sleep. And it turned out it was a nurse calling me from the hospital, telling me that I needed to go back to the hospital. Well, I can tell you I was not too thrilled with that, but I went. It took them a long time. They kept me in the ER overnight, trying to figure out what they were going to do with me. Turns out they had to do some more blood work because something had showed up in my blood work. And I was not in a good state of mind during that time. Normally, when I was in the hospital, I made sure that all the nurses, the doctors, everyone knew I was a Christian and that my strength and my ability to go through this treatment was because of my trust in God. And that was very important to me, that everyone who took care of me knew that. But I will confess, when I went back, I was not a good example of what a good Christian would do. And because I was thinking about myself, I didn't want to be there. I didn't understand why I was there. They put me in what they call the observation rooms on a floor up, 2 floors up. And if you've ever been in the observation rooms at Advent Health, they're very, very small. You can sit on the bed and almost touch the wall, and you don't really have windows. And and I'll tell you, it didn't brighten my attitude very much. And I stayed there for 7 hours. And during that time, the only person that I saw was a nurse. And she would come in and we started talking, and I started sharing my faith with her. And she would come in every couple hours and we would begin to share some more. And she would tell me stories and I told her stories. And finally, about 7 p.m. that night, she comes running in all excited. "I've got your discharge papers." At no time did I see a doctor or anyone. I just had her. And she was just so excited that I was going to get to go. So, I'm like, thank goodness. And again, I don't feel like I was at my best. But I got ready to leave. And she looked at me and she said, "Anita, do you know what this has meant to me to have you here and to be able to talk to you about God and how I feel?" Because I couldn't even talk to my husband, but you were here, and you just do not know how much you blessed me. And I just stopped and I thought, you know what? If the only reason I was here was for you, then I'm okay with that. And I went out to my car and I really started crying because I realized that God took something, my attitude, my inability to do what I should be doing as a Christian and being a good example, and He'd made beauty out of that. But the God hug was this: He loved me enough, one, to show the impact of what a Christian sharing their faith can do for someone. Not all the time do we get to see that while we're here on earth. The second thing is He chastised me. He loved me enough to teach me a lesson, because He said, "Anita, you didn't have to know why you were there. I knew why you were there. And the only thing that you need to do is trust in me." And it was so humbling to me that He loved me enough to give me that God hug, to show me what it means when we do what we are instructed to do, and what it meant to that nurse, and why I was there. And I just, he takes and makes beauty out of ashes. And he loves us enough to give us those God hugs, sometimes a little chastise, and sometimes to just open our eyes and make us realize why we're here on earth. And because of that little God hug that he gave me, I try my best to share my faith wherever I am, however I'm feeling, because I trust that he has put me where I'm at for a reason. And I hope you do that too. Thank you.